Hello, 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 and welcome to my channel at Danibeknowing with your favorite psychic medium for all your fave psychic tea. Hello, for those of you that are new here, welcome. For those of you that are not new to this but true to this, welcome again. How are y'all doing? And I hope this reading brings you joy and entertainment along with some insight. So, as you could tell from the title and the cover photo, this psychic deep dive reading is on the Love is Blind Season 7 reunion. I've been watching Love is Blind now for probably about, I want to say, a couple weeks. I've got into it, maybe it's been out longer, and it's my first season actually following along. Last season, I really couldn't, got into it too late. And yeah. And so I was really curious to know what tea I can pull in this season. And I feel like this season has garnered a lot more attention than last season, even with the stuff that was going on with AD, especially just with Tyler. Yeah. So we're gonna get all the psychic tea. It's not just about what's gonna happen in reunion, it's to happen for the future with these 6 couples. Now, I know there's been some tea spilling, a lot of them are not together, but we're gonna see where a lot of these people's lives are gonna go. And then sprinkle in some other people if I get a download about them. So let's get into it. First I want to use is a music card, and by the way, I will be singing throughout this video. I got a comment over the weekend, and it was like a backhanded comment. I don't know why people do that, but it was like, oh my God, awesome reading. Just too much singing, LOL. Well, LOL, it's going to be a lot of singing through this. If you don't like that, you can always find another reader. You can always go to somewhere else, get your content. There are a lot of amazing psychic readers. I'm not the only one. That is just part of my shtick. That's something I can do. I do. And it's not something you like. You can either fast forward or find another channel. Let's get into it. All right, so let's start with a music card. So, I can do what I do best, and that is singing. And let's see what the music tea can give me. First, I know I'm clairaudient, so I get a lot of messages through music, through songs. Sometimes a song will pop into my head. Sometimes you'll see that in readings. It all just depends. But let's see. As I'm shuffling these cards, let me not forget to let you know, I am not only a psychic medium that has content, I'm a psychic medium that offers personal readings. If you are having a goal in mind, you just don't know how to get to the end, and the middle's a bit murky, I have a reading for that. If you would like to get to know your ancestors, who were they? Who were they? What were they about? What did they like to do? What was their stories in love? What advice, insight, life insight do they have? Or just to know their story. I have a reading for that. And if you're interested in so many more, please go ahead to my site at www.danielleclark.com. Along with that, your girl has been featured in an article. It's called Voyage LA. It's for LA-based folks, their story, creative stories, inspiring stories, and your girl got an article done on her. So I tell about the beginning of my spiritual journey, how I got here, how I discovered I was a psychic medium, and if that's something that you're interested in, something you always want to know, how to, you come across this. This was not something I got to really own in my childhood. I remember I was 10. I feel like that's so Raven. I was having visions, dreams, and I was told, it's not real, not a ghost. But now that I've leaned into it, this is my life. So if you want to know how that went, some of the ups and downs I've gone through, you could check that out. Bio is also in the description box. All right, so let me set the mood. Dear benevolent, honorable ancestors, spirit guides, sacred family, I would like to get a psychic pull for this Love is Blind reunion. What's going on, Marissa, Ramsey, Garrett and Taylor, Tim and Alex, Tyler and Ashley, Monica Stephen, Hannah and Nick, and the rest of the cast. Can we get some insight? What's to come? What's to come to the reunion? What's to be discussed? What's to come for the future for a lot of these folks? Ooh, a lot of tension. So I got 2 music cards, one that came out and one I felt called to read at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to read both. The first one that actually came out, this song is about this terrible man, Diddy. I need a girl. I had a girl that would have died for me, didn't appreciate her, so I made her cry for me. Every night she had tears in her eyes for me, quarter K, shorty took the whole ride for me. First we were friends, then we became lovers. You was more than my girl. We was like brothers. I've never understood that line. All night we would play fight under the covers. Now you gone. Can't love you like I really wanna. But every time I think about your pretty smile, how we used to drive the whole city wild. Damn, I wish you would have had my child, a pretty little girl with Diddy smile. This shit is wild. All them days I reminisce about the way I used to kiss them pretty lips. But as long as you're happy, I'm gonna tell you this: I love you, girl, and you're the one that I will always miss. And then we have one that I can actually sing because I will sing throughout this reading, like I said. Beyonce, Single Ladies. I'm up on him, he up on me. Don't pay him any attention. Just cry my tears for 3 good years. Can't be mad at me. Cause if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Don't be mad once you see that, see you want it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Oh. I think the song is so fitting. And then the other one under the song at the bottom deck is Crazy in Love. I look and stare deep in your eyes. I touch you more and more every time. When you leave, I beg you not to go. Call your name 2 or 3 times in a row. Such a funny thing for me to try to explain. How I'm feeling and my pride is the one to blame. Cause I know I don't understand just how you look and do what no one else can. So there's gonna be a lot of single people on the stage. I'm doing this reading before like the weddings, the finale weddings, and you'll think like, oh, you don't want to. No, I wasn't feel called to it. Maybe like some insight will drop in between. Then, Diddy, I Need a Girl, Single Ladies. So there is a couple here that I think we're gonna get insight at the reunion about a couple that could have said no at the altar, but one of them was a surprise. One of the guys. Now I'm seeing Garrett. Maybe Garrett and Taylor don't go through at the wedding, but there's something here where it could be Garrett's like, I need a girl, but he possibly put up signs that he was not trying to tie the knot, wasn't ready for a serious relationship or something. And then you have single ladies here. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Maybe Taylor offers, like, not an ultimatum, but insight, like, hey, how about we do the boyfriend girlfriend thing? Let's, take this relationship, scale it back. And that's not something he wants because it's like he wants to be all in, but then he's not all in. So it's like this thing like, we're going to do this, that we just need to get married. But it's like, are you even sure you want to get married? Like, do you really want to go through that? Excuse me. Because you see, the song Diddy, I Need a Girl, he fucked up in the song with this girl that he had that and didn't appreciate her. I made her cry for me every night. She had tears in her eyes for me. So we're probably going to hear a lot of ups and downs that they did not go through with the marriage of just that. Also, I'm seeing Ashley and Tyler. He kept trying to talk about them babies because he already got 3. He's trying to have 7, so 4 more with her. So this could be that, like, the truth coming out and her leaving, and or as this was happening, it was a lot of tears, a lot of crying, and then the single ladies is not about, oh, you should put a ring on it. It's just I've cried my tears, I've done I did my healing, and I'm single now. Like, if you liked it, then you would have been honest. If you liked it, then you would have been truthful. So we might get some insight just on if people did walk the stage, there might be a divorce looming, discussions on divorce. I keep seeing Garrett and Taylor, and they're sitting next to, they're holding hands, but it's like this front that I'm feeling coming from it. Because if you think about all the couples we have, and yes, I'm looking at a notepad because I wrote the names down. We have Marissa and Ramsey's, Garrett Taylor, Tim and Alex, Tyler and Ashley, Monica, Steven, Hannah, and Nick. Hannah's miserable ass broke up with Nick's baby ass. We have Monica and Steven. Steven into some kinky shit that I don't think Monica's in. They're done. Tyler and Ashley, I hope they're done. Then Tim and Alex, they're done. Garrett and Taylor, Marissa and Ramsey's. And this could also be about Marissa and Ramsey's. Just with Ramsey's is given like he not really gonna follow through while Marissa's gonna try. So there's just some tension here. And it could be Marissa and Ramsey's, like maybe Marissa, yeah, I'm getting a vision, her upset with him kind of like looking like, what's the problem? He's most likely gonna say no at the altar. and she's going to be very upset about it, feeling like she was blindsided, when it might be the best thing for her. Let's pull some cards now. Let's pull some cards. Ooh, the men are going to be sassy at this reunion. We got this King of Spades and King of Clubs. We have someone who's like a silver tongue. I'm seeing Nick. He might be extra sassy at this reunion, talking. And then this King of Clubs, I'm seeing a bit of Leo. But Leo, that weird art dealer person, and Brittany. So we might have some men here just with very smart things to say. Like they're just gonna be kind of like quick with it. And I'm seeing Hannah. So it's gonna be some arguments, some like bits of clashing here. And things being brought up like, they didn't show that on camera, but this is what happened with that. And you just weren't giving me the full scope. Seven of Hearts. As someone who had a lot of choices in these cups, and it's like some choices are bad, some are and I'm seeing Nick, Hannah, Leo, and Brittany. So we might deep dive more into that boring love triangle that was going on. Also, it might be a conversation just how Leo came off very manipulative, and a deeper discussion within that, and him trying to deflect accountability. And so, yeah. Now, there is going to be a section focused on Tyler and the situation with these babies. He is going to deflect, but the thing is, a lot of stuff has came out between it. I don't know when they filmed this, but he's still going to try to lie. So it's going to be a deeper conversation about what's going on with that. Six of Spades. He's going to try to bring up, I wanted to preserve my legacy. It was more about, I have sickness that run in my family. It's going to be something brought up to try to be an excuse for not only being a sperm donor, but handling the way that he did and lying. You made it seem like you were in these children's lives. It was just a thing with a friend. And, granted, Ashley should have asked more questions to follow up. Like, why aren't you guys friends anymore? What made you go 3 for 3? Were they triplets? Was one born with the other? How was this done? Inseminated? Natural? Did you ask any of the questions? Or did you just play I can't see, I'm blind, blind, blind? Yeah, I'm going to be real annoying with the scene. Kidding. It's part of the whole experience when it comes to reading with me. But what we're seeing here is that it's going to be a breakdown. I see Tyler, I see trees. So Ashley's also probably going to bring up there's a lot more that was not released to us that was really overwhelming for her. And it's a toss of I'm seeing she could be sticking beside him or really pulled away and not really ready to speak just yet. I don't think she's done any interviews or anything, but it's kind of telling me she probably went through the marriage with him, not really knowing the full truth, and they might be discussing divorce. Oh, I want the best for Ashley. I really enjoyed Ashley. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what other insight we can get. I'm seeing Marissa and Ramsey's. What is you want to tell me cards? Let's see. Sorry, I have to like raise my hands all the way up for you to see me do the cards. But let's do it. What is going on? What is going on? 9 of Hearts. Jack of Diamonds. Jack of Hearts. So with this, I don't know. I kind of seen that happening, but I can be wrong about Marissa Ramsey's, but so with this, we're gonna most likely hear Marissa talk about having to retreat back and do some healing. She could possibly talk about therapy she's starting or getting more into that, and maybe bring this up with her therapist, because what I saw in Marissa and Ramsey's just give a slight insight how I feel. Like I said, I like to make my readings very unbiased. But to me, they both say they represent politics that they don't fully represent. Ramsey's more than her. I think I just have an issue with people in general kind of trying to use therapy words and words that they feel like are like take down the patriarchy, gender norms. That's really great topics that should be discussed, that should be, fully deep dive looked into, but just using it just as like for show. Uh, and you have to show that you align with these politics by your actions, by what you say you stand on in that moment. Are you really standing 10 toes down on not conform to gender roles, or does it just have to do with you, for you, and everybody else got to conform or do what how you want them to do? Ramses. So we have this thing where she might discuss that it maybe caused her to do some introspection. She's kind of been diving deeper, or or she could have met somebody and ended up with somebody else in close to marriage. Somebody here is going to be very close to marriage and a whole new relationship, announcing it at this reunion. I seen him holding up a hand. It has nothing to do with somebody on the cast. And there's two other cast members that have probably been messing around since the camera's been down and talking about how, they're going to make a relationship of it, but it may not last through. By the time I heard they do like another year update, like after 2 years. So, yeah. All right. Gotta make sure to frozen. So, yeah, we might hear about that down the line. So, that's probably so that can't be confirmed till like a year or two from now. Let's get some more insight about these couples. I want to know what happened with Tim and Alex in Mexico. Let's see if that's going to be discussed deeper. There's going to be a lot of arguing. There's going to be a lot of women having to defend other women. The men here, like I said, are very sassy. So it's going to be like, can you let her speak? Why do you have to do that? Like, why are you trying to overtalk her? And we might just see some true colors being shown. So let's get some insight. Let's dig deeper into that aspect with Tim and Alex in the center. I'm seeing brand deals. So we have this Queen of Hearts, the Seven of Clubs, and this Four of Hearts at the bottom. We have the Queen of Hearts with someone trying to express themselves to show that they are not just an emotionless robot. I think Alex is going to discuss, like, there were a lot of things going on around the time of filming. Maybe her dad's health got a little bad before she was leaving. Maybe some things were going on that weren't fully settled yet. Just some things that weren't wrapped on the back end. She's also going to discuss why her plays look like a mess like that. Like, what's going on with that? Why did you have a friend come over to get that together? But she's just really going to be discussing just how she felt in those moments with her relationship with him, and how there was arguments behind the scene before they would start filming, and having to act like everything's okay, but her not being able to fully shake it off. And the same thing with Tim. We're going to see him say that. We're also going to see him just come up extremely agitated, most likely, whenever Alex speaks. And it's not going to look good for him, because now it's getting people to think, okay, so how were you when them cameras went down? You couldn't stop talking about your deceased sisters and comparing her to them, someone you're trying to get married to. And now it's coming around that you're kind of that you're pretty aggressive and adjacent to violence. What's up with that? The Seven of Clubs is telling me it's going to be with the other people involved, such as family, with this Four of Hearts that are very close to them. So the family dynamics not meshing. Tim writing that letter to Alex's dad just to break up with her 2 days later. Alex, needing to take a nap after hours of speaking with his parents after they drove for 10 hours. But there's just a lot of things that weren't aligned with how they seen it. And also values, tradition, morals. They were very misaligned with that. So there's this misalignment with Tim wanted a traditional woman, but the thing is, men like Tim, what I can see here might be discussed fully on the stage. You don't want a woman that's already like, oh, I'm traditional. I want to, submit and do all these things. You don't want that because you want to break someone down. You want to make somebody be that way. And that's what you saw for Alex. And Alex, is immature in her own ways. She likes to, see how far she can push. It's like the little immature thing, like the toxicity of it all. And so that's what we have. And it was just misaligned. It's misaligned in what they view, what they value. And that's just what you have. The main thing that they both could agree on is they really cared about family. They have, some traumatic things going on in their family. Alex's father is sick with MS. Tim lost two sisters. Very traumatizing things that continue to affect them to this day. Grieving and caretaking. And when you are going into relationships, operate in that time as someone who's been there and done it, you cannot be your full best self, and somebody may not be. And you often find yourself in relationships with people that can't offer their full selves. Here we have here. So with that, we're going to see them discussing details of that, the arguing, the saying, and then possibly somebody asked, like, did y'all like each other? Did you like him? Did you like her? What did you truly think when you got out the pod? Let's get some more insight. Mark and Steven. Okay, so the cards are coming out, and it looks like it's going to steer towards talking about Tyler and Ashley. So, with this Three of Spades, as you can see, two are going down. Four of Hearts, Five of Spades. All the lies, a lot of lies that Tyler told are now stabbing him on the back end and things we can't see yet. And it's going to be deeply discussed. Who are these kids? How are in their lives? How did this come about? And he is such a pathological liar, a huge liar. We might not even get the full truth from him there. And, a lot of the audience already has the tea. What we are going to see is Ashley and her sadness toward this, Four of Hearts, wanting to have this family with him, wanting to build something, thinking he was the one. Joker. With the Joker up, though, it means that she's not having her back turned towards a new beginning, but it's not something that she's looking for. But she's going to have to take that leap of faith. So her discussing what it was like taking a leap of faith and having to be in this and understanding, there are times where other people might disappoint you, their actions and everything, but it is okay to continue taking leaps of faith, but just having a better mindset going forward, asking those questions. What lessons can we learn from here? So we're going to hear a lot of like the sadness in her discussing how this brought her down, how like the world knowing these things, discussing it, and her finding out other things out in real time, and if we look back at some of the scenes, Tyler kind of told her, oh, outside people have things to say. What do they have to say? Why? What'd you do? You ever had an ex that tell you like this crazy thing that ex did, and it's just like, okay. And at first, when you're young, you're kind of like, whoa, like, why? Then if you really have sense and you really think about it, it's like, why did they do that? Why did they do that? Like, what was the situation? And they're trying to be like, oh, you sound as I'm asking what was done. Did you do something? Who just does that? And that's not to say it does not happen, but often the case, it was a response to something. Not saying it's the right response, but it was a response. So I want to know what the call signal was. What was the main point of the call? And so that's what we're having here. Let's get some more insight in regards to this. People are going to be disappointed with the host. Again, the questions are not going to run too deep, but what we're going to see is a lot of social media wars coming out to a spades. So people making it about themselves, trying to save themselves, save their skins, get some more of that money. We're going to hear some insight maybe about people's finances, a deeper dive of who really got what. And it's most likely going to be a guy. I'm seeing Leo. We might hear more insight about his finances, something with his parents, them ask him like, what happened to your family? Let's see. Let's do a rapid round. The rapid rounds I like to do is like, I'm just pulling one card to spit in predictions, visions, and things I see before we wrap up this reading. Let's get it. I'm going to do a really good shuffle and we'll get into it. I'm not even thinking about just going full doom. Oh, God, I hate when the cards fall. Six of Diamonds, we might hear about someone's health and how much money is going towards it. It could be Alex's dad. Six of Spades, people discussing their health, people discussing illnesses. Somebody here might announce a sickness they might have, maybe possibly cancer. Could be cancer-free. Ace of Clubs, new beginnings. Certain things that someone's taking forward, possibly a new career begin. I'm seeing Hannah. She was discussing, she's not employed anymore. She's working on something new. Leap of faith, refusal to move forward, refusal to see anything. So what I'm seeing here is someone could be a bit stuck. We might not hear this on a reunion, of course. It could be something that come out in their content with. Something about after Love is Blind, Netflix, it got into a really deep depression, and it was really hard to see the light through the tunnel. Five of Clubs. Obstacles. There are going to be certain obstacles people are going to go through after this show that could be dealing with things because of the show, the negative light. We might see Tim. I'm going to visit him discussing that. Facts about money, insight, deeper insight. It could be a tax scandal coming down a few years down the line in regards to one of these cast members, or it could be something announced before the reunion happens. Just some insight in regards to it. Deep secrets, utilizing with money. That's going to be nefarious. Two of Diamonds. Someone who gets their own lane, creates their own money. I'm seeing Brittany, so she might be like, I'm not trying to go dig. I'm digging my own lane. And she could be selling something. Extensions. Ten of Spades. We might see Ashley come out and do her story time on TikTok or somewhere else. She might discuss the deep depression she felt, what was going on in regards to that. There's going to be a few cast members who are going to say because of this show, there was just something that caused to revert in a lot of attention. They were not expecting it. Race to be discussed. Interracial relationships, if people were really open to their partner being another race, what that was like, the parents. And then last but not least, for a Diamonds, there might be someone here who discusses down the line how they made certain money and their family kind of sucking them dry. It could be Hannah discussing more of her family dynamics with regards to money, her not being jealous of that. It was just something that she just doesn't agree with. I think she's jealous, but it's not about what I think. It's just what I'm seeing in these cards. And that is what I have for you. Please, 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 y'all. I am trying to be monetized on YouTube. Please help me get to 500 subscribers. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Share this. Do not keep me as a secret. Let others know where you get your psychic tea from, where you get your accurate psychic tea from, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.